The G-Men Show for October 15th, 2025. I'm sorry. What?
No safety net, no oversight, no clue. It's the G-Men podcast, now entirely their own fault.
Hi everyone and welcome to the G-Men. Well, Apple, with little fanfare, releases devices with their totally unexpected by everyone in the universe M5 processor. And they put it in an iPad Pro, a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and new that looks exactly the same Vision Pro. Meanwhile, the Mac Pro is an M2 Ultra, the Mac Studio is an M3 Ultra, and the 16-inch MacBook Pro is an M4 Max. While I'm sure somewhere in the halls of Montezuma, Cupertino, this makes sense, even the G-Men, this earns, I'm sorry, what? That's fucked because I'm pissed up the last line. I'm doing so well.
You were. It was good until Okay, go ahead.
Hi everyone and welcome to the G-Men. Well, Apple, with little fanfare, releases devices with their totally unexpected by everyone in the universe M5 processor and put it in an iPad Pro, a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and a new that looks exactly the same Vision Pro. Meanwhile, the Mac Pro is an M2 Ultra, the Mac Studio is an M3 Ultra, and the 16-inch MacBook Pro is an M4 Max. While I'm sure somewhere in the halls of Montezuma, Cupertino, this makes sense, even to the G-Men, this earns a, I'm sorry, what? Hi, Guy. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm still laughing about various things that no one will ever know about. Yeah, I've actually had, now, a real quick mea culpa. I'm sorry that we didn't have a show last week. We actually meant to record one, but I got busy in my preparations for the trip to, Colorado and Idaho. And we just didn't have time to record. And I would, even if we had recorded, I wouldn't have had time to edit it. Though I guess I could have edited it while I was gone, but I didn't. So here we are now. And we actually have some really cool stuff to talk about this week.
Excellent. I like having cool stuff to talk about, don't you?
Yes, I do too. And
Good.
Real quick, Colorado and Idaho was a blast, and I wanted to give out a big thanks to Gary Apter for picking me up for breakfast because the Chef's Hut never disappoints. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you've never been in Boise, Idaho.
Folks, I must say I did see a picture and the breakfast did look good. I must admit.
That was a lot of food.
Yeah.
Well, a whole lot of food.
Well, guess what, Guy?
Tell me.
This week, as usual, I've been doing lots of cycling, mountain biking, and out walk with the dog, wolf wanderings, all of that out. No volunteering, doing a bit of decorating at my daughter's and just general messing about and bits and bobs. However, I contacted Apple because I had a problem loading Tahoe. It wouldn't download.
Really?
Wouldn't download. So we went through the process of me turning off Wi-Fi and actually just going onto my Ethernet connection. Still failed after about 8 gigabyte download. And then guess when it completed?
Tell me.
By unplugging the Ethernet and just going on Wi-Fi. Is what I thought.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. That makes absolutely no sense.
Absolutely no sense. Anyway, downloaded fully over Wi-Fi.
And this is 26.01?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'd waited until the 26.01. And anyway, I was online with someone and we were going through it and it worked and he was there and available until I'd actually got it loaded and it had come up and all was good. Great. And then I thought, do you know what I'm going to try? I'm going to try and see if the desktop pictures works. It must work now because I think I mentioned that it took several updates and it was working, but then we went to Tahoe, but I wasn't on Tahoe at that moment. I'd gone through the previous couple, which was, what were we on? We'd gone through Sonoma. Sorry, we'd gone through Ventura. Then I went through Sonoma and it hadn't been working. And then we got onto onto Sonoma. And then the final update on Sonoma, it seemed to be working. When I got onto Tahoe, wasn't working. Couldn't add the clips. It was really confusing. So I'm going to do this now. So excuse me for looking away, but I'm opening up system settings. I'm going to show you exactly what we ended up doing. So went into system settings, went onto the desktop and dock. I think, did I go on desktop and top, or did I go somewhere else?
Can you bring that up on screen?
I could, but I've got lots of other things open. So it's and I'm now wondering whether that's no, it's a wallpaper. So I went into settings, then I went down to wallpaper, and within wallpaper, can I present? Let me see. Let me just close these other windows down for a second, because
we don't want to see some of the pictures that I'm sure you're editing right now. Don't show us those pictures.
Share screen. That's share screen. I've got to I've got to go through the process of allowing this.
Okay.
Now, yes, that's that. I'm going to keep that open. No, I'm just agreeing that with my watch. There, that's quick. Oh, wow. Oh, no. I can't do it because I've got to reopen Studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
So I'm not going to screen share later.
Come on, get your act together.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you should think about this. This is the security that we love with Apple. So there you go. Anyway, I went into to desktop.
Mm-hmm.
Within wallpaper. I said desktop again. I went into wallpaper, and in there you got the option at the top to actually open a picture. Well, I tried to select a photo set. Now, what happened was we've got a shared album in Photos where all of the pictures that I want go, because they're basically of our walks, most recent walks, and I keep loading them in there. And I share those pictures with my dear lady, Mrs. Gaz. But it wouldn't accept it. It kept refusing it. And I said, I've got a problem. So I got in contact with them, and we were trying to go through the process. And he said, no, you cannot load a shared set of photos. It has to be a local set. I said, but all of the photos are local because I download everything onto this Mac. So although it's a shared folder or set, as they like to call it, all the photos are like, he said, yeah, but it's a shared set. So I said, okay, fine. Yeah, okay, fine. So is there a way, is that a bug? Because it's there. There should be. No. I'll come back to you. Now, he did come back to me and they tried to ring me, but actually I couldn't accept the call because I was out and about. So I don't know whether he was going to tell me it was fixed or not. But I found my own fix. Because
go ahead.
Through going through the photos, the options within the wallpaper, it just becomes a nightmare in going in. It's not as intuitive as it was. You have to fiddle about. Anyway, the way I got round it was I did because obviously it is an album, you can actually put those pictures, because initially what he was going to say to me was, oh, well, copy all those pictures and put them in a separate folder. I said, wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah. You want me to duplicate all the images and dump them into another folder? There's 1,700 images at least at the moment, and put them in a separate folder, which I then will periodically have to go into Photos and update and download into that folder, because I just tag these photos as we go on these walks. So we go on the walk, I tag them, I put them into this folder, they automatically upload, they're automatically shared. Bingo, I should then be able to see them on my desktop. No, doesn't work like that. So what I did,
drag them to the desktop.
sorry,
You couldn't just drag them to the desktop and then.
no, we tried that and tried that, didn't work. Anyway, so I've created a new folder because obviously it doesn't matter how many folders you have in Apple Photos, it just creates an alias to those pictures.
Right.
For that particular album. So I've now got two albums, one which is shared and one which I use for my desktop, and it now works. I've got the pictures scrolling through smooth as silk, but there are a couple of weird options because when you click on add photos and then you go choose from photos and then you click an album, because what it says is it does say single photo at the top, but it's slightly grayed out. So if you miss that and it says choose from photos, you go into photos, you then click an album, but then you can only select one image because it's the single photo.
Right.
So you then have to go down to the next section, which is photo sets. And that obviously brings up all of the sets that it sees as albums. They call them sets rather than albums, though they call them albums in photos. So I've now fixed it. It seems that shared photos didn't work. And maybe that was the problem we was having with Sonoma, and they finally got to fix it. But now it's come back with Tahoe on the shared photo side. But I've now got a fix for my desktop, which seems to work smooth as silk, whereas all the fixes I got before weren't really working as smooth as silk, as it were.
Yeah. As smooth as an unpaved road.
Yeah, but I've got to say, the assistance I was getting from the guy was really useful, and he was going to come back. He was promising to come back to me. I think he was probably quite disappointed he couldn't get through to me because we got quite a nice chat.
Did you play the podcaster card?
No, I didn't. I don't do that.
I've done that before.
Yeah,
I'm a world famous Apple podcaster. You know that, right?
Yeah. I'm also thinking you should be able to work it out yourself, then, shouldn't you? That's what I got to say to me. If you're an Apple podcaster, you should know a bit more. You're asking me,
dumbass.
Yeah. You're a pretty dumbass Apple podcaster.
Remember, the other thing that you probably could do from your main library is have an exclusive tag for all of the photos that you want in that folder, and then filter by that tag.
Whoa. So I do that.
Okay,
I do that, and I thought, right, I'll have a smart album,
right,
because then it'll pick it up automatically. You can't have smart albums on your desktop.
Of course.
So basically, when the photos come in, I'll go through and I'll do a bit of not so much editing in iPhotos, although
maybe a little color correct stuff like that.
I do. Yeah, a little bit here and there. I do a lot of that on the phone, to be perfectly honest with you, though. But I then rename them and put a title on them and keyword them, and then push those to the album. But now I'm gonna have to push them to two albums, but that's fine.
So you can't have a filter for just a regular album folder. I'm sorry, a regular folder. It has to be a smart folder for it to operate.
Are you talking in photos?
Yes.
You probably can have a filter, but you can't have a filter which you can then pick up, because a filter is always a temporary thing, isn't it? If you think about it.
Okay. Yeah, because you can unmark.
That's precisely what an album's doing, or a smart album. It's filtering for under the remit that you're giving it. Whereas if you just have a filter, then you're just filtering for a temporary situation in terms of what you're looking for. That's like search, really.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. So it basically, you just have to do more work to have it do the thing that you want.
Not a great deal of work more, because basically what I'll now do is I will pick each of those pictures that I need to move them to two different albums.
Okay. And the nice thing is, if you delete a picture from a folder, it doesn't delete the picture
from an album.
Right. It just deletes it from that folder.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So anything else? Or
I think that's enough.
That's huge. Honestly, for as long as you have been complaining about this on this show, and this predates the GMen show, going back to the My Mac podcast, because this has been a bug in your bonnet for
Yes.
a very, very long time.
Indeed.
And now it works until it doesn't.
Well, I'm quite happy because it worked as soon as I did that. It worked instantly,
Okay.
and it's been working smoothly ever since. So they've got to mess up big time,
What-
which mind you, they did, because previously to the last couple of OSs, it was working. So yeah, they could still mess it up big time for me.
Yeah. And at that point, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm going to Linux.
However, it may be that what messed up was the shared folder thing. Something may have happened, and it then messed up with the shared folders, because I think that's what I was doing for a long time previous to that as well.
I got it. So this is what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You need to downgrade your main Mac to at least 2 or 3 previous versions. And then take that shared folder, make it just a regular folder, put those pictures in and see if it worked there. For science. Do it for science, Gaz.
I'm not sure that I could run that OS that far back. I'm not sure that the M1
I don't think it would let you.
was actually yeah, I'm sure it would, but
It'd be like, what are you doing?
yeah.
Knock it off. Don't do this to me. I'm a very capable computer.
Yes,
You're messing with my life.
Yes, I'm going to see if I can put Monterey on an M1 M1 Mac.
I want to put OS 9 on this one. Pre-protected memory and everything, because when this M4 crashes on OS 9, it'll be spectacular. It will be a spectacular crash. People will feel this in the next state. They'll feel it in the next state. Okay, now we're going to move on from that. I'm still loving my wonderful Heil PR35 microphone, jazz hands. And having said that, I think we need to move to something. What could it be?
Gazzy snippets. Smooth as silk.
So smooth.
We do have quite a lot, so I might have to skip through these a little bit quick. He says pointedly,
not skipping through things because he doesn't want to.
Apparently, Ford CEO Jim Farley said he's taking a wait-and-see approach about whether to authorize Apple's CarPlay Ultra in Ford's vehicles, claiming that he wasn't impressed with the first iteration.
Okay, I got something to say.
Okay.
When I went on this trip, I had asked and reserved a Kia Soul, which is a small little boxy car.
Mm-hmm.
I was over 2 hours late getting to the airport, and the people at Budget Rent-A-Car, and I'm naming you specifically Budget Rent-A-Car because I'm not happy with you,
Budget
Rent-A-Car. They told me that because I was so late, the only thing I could do was upgrade to a friggin' Ford Expedition, which is this massive vehicle. And my other choice was a Chevy Behemoth or a Dodge Behemoth, and I chose the Ford Behemoth. And it had the, stay between the lines, drive by yourself feature, which was kind of cool. However, you had to have both hands on top of the steering wheel the entire time, or it would yell
at you. Yes.
Which is fine, except if I have to have both hands on top of the steering wheel the entire time, why am I bothering having you self-drive, Ford Behemoth? Anyway, off of that, it was the entire dashboard was a big screen. And there was a separate screen for CarPlay, but if you were using maps in CarPlay, it would put that map on the big screen. So that was cool. However, the fact that the rest of this screen was almost completely blank means that, Ford, you don't know what to do with all of this glass. So let somebody else handle it for you. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, that's one down.
Yeah.
And can I say,
was a
Did
hell
you
of a
pick?
drink.
Did you pick this car up from the airport?
Yes, I did.
Budget rent a car.
From Budget Rent a Car.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me.
Okay.
Will you let me
I
finish?
will.
You're at an airport.
Mm-hmm.
Is nobody ever late? Budget rent a car when they're coming in on an aeroplane.
Yeah.
I'll leave it
And,
there.
one other thing
Oh,
about
for God's sake.
Budget Rent a Car is that when I went out into the parking lot to get my Ford Behemoth,
Behemoth.
there were hundreds of freaking cars out there,
Can I?
including some Kia Souls, which means that your agent probably upsold me on purpose, knowing that I was tired and that it was 12:30 at night, and that is bad business.
Have you had a link? Have you had a link for any feedback yet?
Yes, I have, and I was holding it until I got home, and I haven't done it yet because I've been really busy today.
Make sure you do.
Oh, they will hear from Guy Searle, podcaster for the G-Men show.
Okay, right.
In which case they will say, I don't give a shit about this.
Only another 308 snippets to go. Okay, now these, I'm going to tell you about these.
Okay.
Most people will know about these already. iOS 26.0.1 update released, fixes various iPhone 17 issues and blank screen icons. macOS Tahoe 26.0.1 update released to fix Mac Studio install bug. FCC mistakenly leaks confidential iPhone 16e schematics. Dun dun dun. I like it. I like this. The FCC mistakenly published a 163-page PDF containing detailed schematics for Apple's upcoming iPhone 16e. Okay.
Nice work.
Nice work. Nicely done. Okay. Apple apparently has acquired Irish chip firm IC Mask Design. Just saying. I'm just saying. Apple's new M5 iPad Pro leaked in unboxing video. More on that later.
That feels really powerful.
Apple TV Plus series was cancelled, but now it's back as a Broadway musical. Out of all the Apple TV Plus, more on that news later, has ever cancelled Schmigadoon
Schmiga.
likely ranks near the top in loyal fan following. The series, which was cancelled after 2 seasons, now coming to a musical Broadway option for those people. Apple and Amazon have been cleared in iPhone and iPad price fixing lawsuit. Seattle federal court has agreed to dismiss a lawsuit that accused Apple and Amazon of unlawfully handling iPhone and iPad prices.
Isn't it Apple's product? Can't they price it however the hell they want to price it?
Yeah, but you can't do it in collusion with another seller.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Apparently. Apple have been hit with religious discrimination and retaliation federal lawsuit. Oh, God. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, filed a lawsuit today claiming that Apple fired a Virginia Apple store employee over complaints of religious discrimination. Oh, dear. I'm moving on. macOS Sequoia 15.7.1 and macOS Sonoma 14.8.1 have updates released with security fixes.
Or just get 26 people. Okay, let's move on.
Here's another one. Did the FCC just confirm a new MacBook Pro and iPad Pro models? The FCC has also published documents related to an unreleased Apple Vision Pro device. Yeah. More on. Now we're talking. These are at least a week ago.
Yes.
These are at least. In fact, these are
later.
Possibly even longer than that. Possibly 2-3 weeks. Anyway, iOS 18.7.1 and iPad OS 18.7.1 have been updated with a security patch. I'm catching up, folks. Apple asked a judge to dismiss the absurd AI claim by Elon Musk. Apple has asked a judge to dismiss a patently absurd claim made by everybody's favorite man at the moment, Elon Musk, that the iPhone maker is legally obliged to strike a partnership with his XAI company.
Really, legally obliged.
Musk X Corp is seeking billions of dollars in damages from Apple, claiming that it illegally favors OpenAI's ChatGPT. Will you let me finish?
Yes.
Nobody heard a word of that because you were talking over me.
What?
And if I tell you again, I'm going to be very, very angry.
A little bit.
Musk, what? Musk X Corp is seeking billions of dollars in damages from Apple, claiming it illegally favors OpenAI's ChatGPT. We are joking with each other, folks. Don't worry.
Yeah. He wouldn't hit me because he's too far away.
And plus, I'd only hit you in the kneecap.
Yeah.
Apple TV Plus is exclusive Peanut streaming home through to 2030. So Peanuts is on Apple TV Plus. More on that in a little while.
Okay.
Until 2030.
Head in a totally different direction. Go ahead.
UK government resumes the row with Apple by demanding access to British users' data. I think we said this when this all came out. I said, yeah, well, if they don't get it for the world, they're going to be pushing for British users only. But Apple are fighting back. So I'm quite happy with Apple doing that. Whether they'll be able to fight back totally, I don't know. But let me just say, dumb-ass security people in the government, you are thick as two short planks, I'm going to say.
Wankers.
Wanker. There's a British comedy where that will just make you laugh. Anyway, Apple Store gambling lawsuit moves forward. A judge rules Section 230 doesn't apply. Apple was unable to convince a federal judge to dismiss a lawsuit, accusing it of promoting, hosting, and profiting from illegal casino-style apps in the App Store. We'll see how that one goes. Okay, this is more of a tip. I've got to save this because that's a tip not for this week because I haven't read into it, but I logged it. And basically what it is, I'll say the snippet here now so people know, and you might want to go out and search for yourself. But Apple Maps may be logging places you visit. You can disable it. Now, it's a matter of whether you trust that Apple is going to keep that secret, because obviously it will possibly be logging it within the phone itself, because then that makes it easy and come up as favorites when you're looking at it later. So I need to look into that one a little bit more. So I shall mark that as something I've got to read later. Sorry about that, folks. I've been busy. I'm a busy boy. Yes, I love you all out there, but I can't read everything all the time. Affinity apps for iPad are now free. Now, I did see this, and they were free for ahead of the October 30th event. But there was a catch. I did look into this, and it was a bit weird. So if you've ever wanted to use Affinity Photo, I'm not sure whether they're still free now, you see, because that was back in October. Oh, sorry, ahead of the October 30th event. Where are we now? We're not in November yet, are we?
It's October 15th.
I was thinking this was back of September. If you've ever wanted to use Affinity Photo 2, Affinity Publisher 2, and Affinity Designer 2 on your iPad, but never got around to buying them, now's your chance. These three apps are now free, but they may be short-lived. So go and have a look. And there were some restrictions on that because I did have a look and I thought, no, I wasn't totally happy with it. So, and that may have disappeared now, of course. Okay, Apple Watch and Mac Mini are no longer advertised as carbon neutral. Okay, so starting with the Apple Watch Series 9, Apple made a big deal about it being carbon neutral. This was due to a combination of an 80% reduction in emissions, with Apple offering high-quality carbon offsets to make up what's left. The company also followed suit with the new Mac Mini. However, Apple no longer advertises any Apple Watch or Mac Mini as carbon neutral. Well, this change in marketing does not reflect a change in policy. Apple remains committed to its Apple 2030 carbon neutral target as ever, but a ruling in the EU means that Apple now has to avoid using the carbon neutral term in relation to its products. This was because I think they were found out that the carbon neutral offset, I'm doing this from memory now, the carbon neutral offset trees that they were referencing were actually going to be chopped down in a much shorter period than they should be to align with them actually being carbon neutral.
I see. Well, then Apple should be committed.
Okay, so CarPlay Ultra. So after years of anticipation, CarPlay Ultra officially launched earlier this year. Many automakers have committed to working with Apple CarPlay in their vehicles. But what about those who haven't? Okay, so let me just open this because it gives me a list of those CarPlay makers who have not pledged any support. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
BMW, Buick, BYD, Cadillac, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Fiat, GMC, Jeep, Lexus, Mazda, Mercedes-Benz, Ram, Rivian, Subaru, Suzuka, Tesla, Toyota, and Volkswagen. Boo! Hiss.
So basically, everyone except Hyundai and Kia and Maserati
So that's what I'm going to be buying. A
And Ford.
Maserati.
and Ford.
Following the DOJ pressure, Apple pulls the IceBlock app from the store. This is pertained to America mainly. IceBlock, an app that alerts people to sightings of immigration and customs enforcement ICE agents in their area, has been removed from the App Store at the request of the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. I won't go on any more on that. I'll leave that there for you to contemplate your navel with. I don't need that. Car keys are coming to a wallet app for 13 new vehicle brands. So, do you want to hear? Do you want to hear who those brands are?
Yes, very quickly.
Acura, Cadillac, Cherry. That's Cherry with one R. Don't know that one. Chevrolet, GMC, Honghui, Lucid, Porsche, Rivian, Smart, Tata, Voya, and Way.
Oh,
Way.
Way. Yeah. So you won't trust Apple with helping configure your dashboard, but it's okay if they start your car with an iPhone, because what could possibly go wrong there?
Apple's new crossbody strap accessory sure seems like a hit. With Apple's iPhone 17 and iPhone Air line this year, the company launched more new accessories than usual, including a brand new crossbody strap based on ongoing availability delays. It sure seems like the crossbody strap is an early hit, mainly, I think, in Asia. That sort of thing is quite popular, I believe.
Just women's pants pockets. Just put pockets in women's pants.
But about 10 days ago, back on the 5th, I think, no, the 5th of October, was the 14th anniversary of Steve Jobs passing away. Surely missed by most people.
I was saying, is this yay? Is this nay? What is this?
No, just surely missed. That's
okay,
what I
yes.
do.
Yes, indeed.
Apparently, Apple faces cybercrime investigation in France after a Siri complaint. I don't know whether Siri herself was complaining.
I don't like working in France.
Okay, so it's facing a cybercrime investigation in France over its capture and review of voice recordings to improve the quality of Siri responses. The probe faces complaints by human rights organization over a 2019 revelation that Apple was using contractors to listen to voice recordings of Siri interaction by its customers, despite its privacy promises.
And despite the fact that that is a check mark that you can turn off.
Yeah. Rivian says customers will appreciate the lack of CarPlay eventually. Do you know, I've got a feeling I might have repeated some of these snippets, Guy.
No, you didn't say this because I would have remembered this.
Oh, right. Okay.
Rivian, no, you're wrong.
Okay, so this is RJ Scaringe. That's a cracking name.
What kind of a name is? Does he have like a long handlebar mustache that he twirls while he says this?
He was being interviewed on the Decoder podcast.
You're playing. Yeah.
Well, you get this. On the Decoder podcast, he said during the interview, he vehemently defended the company's decision not to support Apple CarPlay. Vehemently.
Like he has vehement breath. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't even know what
UK police break up a criminal gang suspected of smuggling stolen iPhones to China. I mean, talk about round the world.
Okay. I don't even know how to wrap my head around that.
London police dismantled a criminal gang suspected of smuggling 40,000 stolen iPhones to China, marking their largest iPhone theft operation to date.
Yeah, they caught them because the boxes were marked electronic parts, and you're like, what? What?
Well, apparently, they've targeted Apple products because of their profitability overseas, discovering they were paid up to £300 or $400 per phone, which could be sold for up to $5,000 in China. What? That's got to be 5,000 yuan or something.
Oh,
That can't
yeah.
be $5,000.
No.
Why would somebody in China pay £5,000 for $5,000 for a phone which they could probably get for? That must be.
Can't you just knock on the door of the factory and go, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. From your mate indoors in the
Yeah.
factory is going to get one out.
Oh, it's so hard because they're all made in some other country.
Now, I haven't actually watched this, but Apple has mocked Windows PCs with a new blue screen of death ad spotlighting the Mac security. They released a new ad titled Blue Screen of Death, poking fun at significant Windows computer crash from last year caused by the flawed CrowdStrike security update. Be careful what you do, Apple. Be very careful what you do.
And because it was only last year, they're so on par with their message. Okay, this doesn't happen anymore, but that happened. Just not now.
And do you know what my next story is?
Tell me.
Apple fixes an Apple intelligence bug after affecting iPhone 17 and iPhone Air. Yeah, be careful what you do.
Yeah, Apple. Yeah.
Apparently, Apple may well be hoping to announce an F1 streaming deal at the upcoming US Grand Prix. We'll see. We'll see. If it is, it's going to be a US side only, I think, streaming affair. They might be able to do something really good with it. It'd be a pity that we won't be able to get it in the UK because it's licensed to Sky over here, and they ain't going to let go of that, I can assure you.
No.
Apparently, a former veteran Apple marketing executive has challenged Tim Cook over the ice block. The controversy over the Apple removing the ice block from the App Store is showing no signs of ending. The latest development is a former Apple marketing veteran challenging Tim Cook on the company's human rights values. This was Willie Hodges, worked for Apple for more than 20 years, and the last 15 of them as a director of marketing and product management. And he's written an open letter to Cook expressing his dismay at the decision. Bum, bum, bum.
Careful.
Apple.
No, you know what? I'm going to stop because I was going to say something that.
No, don't you say a word. Apple Watch.
Regret.
The Apple Watch hypertension notifications are now available in Canada. That's good. Apple details App Store changes to comply with the Texas age verification law. Apparently, Apple have outlined changes that is making to the App Store for users and developers located in Texas to comply with the state's App Store Accountability Act. That's SB 2420. Just thought you'd like to know that. Apparently, starting on January 1st, 2026, Apple users located in Texas will need to confirm whether they are 18 years or older when creating an Apple account. Apple accounts for users under 18 will be required to join a family sharing group, and parents will need to provide consent for all App Store downloads, app purchases, and in-app transactions.
Have they said how they're going to verify?
I didn't read that far because I got bored. Okay. We'll see how that works, because I'm sure closer to the date we will find all you have to do is hold the phone upside down, and if you stand on your head, it'll say, okay, you must be 18.
You're fine. Okay.
Apple has neared an agreement with the EU over the Digital Markets Act, the DMA rules. Meta and Apple are nearing agreements with the European Commission to resolve two antitrust cases aiming to avoid escalating fines from Brussels. The companies are finalising deals to modify the business practices after receiving 700 million in fines in April for violating the EU's digital market. 700 million. Those are fines which are already out there. Wow. Pocket change.
Yeah.
Apple are launching emergency SOS via satellite feature in Mexico later this year. And if anybody needs it, the Mexicans. No, I'm joking.
Senor, what are you doing? And stop.
No, I didn't go there.
I know. I'm sorry.
Can I say, any Mexicans listen to this? He lives a lot closer to you than I do.
I am like right around the corner as compared to Gaz. I apologize.
That is if you can jump over the wall. I'm not saying a word. Major Apple supplier TSMC's third quarter revenue rose 30% year on year. I'm going to do no more on that. We're in so much trouble.
We are.
Apple store near Sydney reopens with an all-new design later this month. Great.
I'm thrilled.
Apparently, Apple's Mac sales grow 4.3% year on year in quarter three. The latest research from Omdia reveals that total shipments of desktops, notebooks, and workstations grew 6.8% to 72 million units in quarter three, 2025. Apple's Mac posted 4.3% year on year growth in the quarter, surpassing the 6 million units shipment mark for the fifth consecutive quarter. Apple announces major evolution of its security bounty program, a $2 million top award.
As compared to giving people nothing.
Well, the company says that the program has paid out more than $35 million to more than 800 security researchers so far. Cool.
Okay.
Apparently, Apple is searching for a replacement for AI chief John Giandria.
Like a Disney
apparently, he hasn't had the best year. Beyond being the face of Apple's AI struggles, the
have you reached?
Beyond being the face of Apple's AI struggles, the leader has also had several key responsibilities stripped away recently. Apparently, and now he's
now he's in charge of refilling the gumball machine in the main lobby.
Apple have been sued by neuroscientists over the copyrighted books to train Apple Intelligence. 2 neuroscientists filed a lawsuit against Apple in California federal court, alleging the company improperly used thousands of copyrighted books to train its Apple Intelligence AI model. We shall see how that runs.
He's going to get stripped of that bubblegum thing too. I can just see it.
Yeah. Apple reportedly acquiring a computer vision startup Prompt AI's team and technology. It's nearing a deal to acquire talent and technology of computer vision startup Prompt AI. Oh, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, and this doesn't happen very often, but Apple's Clips has been discontinued. When that came out, I've got to say, I said, why is this? Why does this app
exist?
Why is it here? Why have we got it? And I don't think anybody's using it. So that's why it's now gone, apparently, or it's discontinued, whether you can still get it or not.
No, that's the program they gave the AI guy.
Okay. So apparently existing users who already have the app installed can continue to use it for now. And it can be re-downloaded through your Apple account in the App Store, but new users are now unable to obtain the app. Yeah, well,
4 people are very upset.
Apparently 4 people, 4, and 2 of them are twins.
Or are they?
Apple have been hit with another class action lawsuit for allegedly copyright infringement. Just about a month after being accused of using pirated books to train its AI, Apple is facing another similar proposed class action lawsuit. 2 neuroscience professors from SUNY Downstate Health Sciences University in Brooklyn, New York, claim that Apple used their registered works without authorization. Looks like they've all been speaking to each other, these neuroscientists.
Yeah. Almost like they were using AI to put together their lawsuit.
And if you've been waiting for it to come onto Apple TV like I have, F1 the movie is coming to Apple TV Plus, more on that in a little while, on Friday, December 12th. Oh, Apple TV Plus is being rebranded.
Guess me, Gaz.
Guess what? To Apple TV.
Oh, good, because it couldn't be any more confusing than it was before. Yay.
So when you're talking Apple TV, do you mean the hardware or do you mean the service? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about anymore.
Sorry, I forgot to turn focus on when we started. Stupid solicitors. I don't care about your opinion.
Nor do any of the listeners. So
Yeah,
that's it.
so
We're
I'll-
moving on. Apple expands its renewable energy projects across Europe. Apple is significantly expanding its clean energy projects across Europe with new large-scale solar and wind farms now in development in Poland, Italy, Greece, Latvia, and Romania. Probably to make up for their, carbon neutral stuff.
Put some water down, and pretty soon little solar panels pop up out of the soil.
Apple will have to comply with another App Store age verification in California. Spreading. It's like a disease.
Yeah, Texas and California.
Apparently, the iPhone 17 demand sees Apple almost catch Samsung, says IDC. The popularity of the iPhone 17 lineup saw Apple almost match Samsung's market share for the third quarter of the year, according to new IDC data. And Apple Macs grow 13.7 in Q3 to grab 9% of the global market share. That puts some proper figures on what we were talking about. I remember actually when Apple Macs were about 4.7% in about fifth place. So to get up to 9% is pretty good.
Oh, I remember when they were much less than that.
Well, yes. But when
Yeah. In like prehistoric times, it was like that.
Prehistoric.
When dinosaurs were hitting keyboards, huge keyboards.
What, when you were wearing leather pants? They chafed a bit, didn't they? Apple's,
especially if you didn't wear underwear. Go
ahead. we're already at different,
really
pants in the UK and pants in the States. Two different things.
Yeah, trousers.
Apple CEO Tim Cook has been gifted a custom Labubu during his China visit.
A custom what?
Labubu. I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got a clue. So I'm going to leave it.
And quite frankly, not knowing what a Labubu is does not bother me in the slightest.
It's a big furry toy with 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs. It's like a bear, really, I suppose.
Labubu.
Big Labubu.
You think that'd be like a French thing?
Labubu. Yeah. I could talk a bit more about it, but I'm not going to. I think he was presented a baby one with glasses to make it look like him.
You just like keep lining these up. You just get me in so much trouble, and I'm doing my absolute best here.
Apparently, GM are supporting the auto lock in Apple Wallet, which I'm not sure whether I said that they were earlier,
but not CarPlay.
Not CarPlay, but they are allowing you to open the doors.
Oh, isn't that?
And that's not just CarPlay Ultra, folks. That's any CarPlay. GM don't want any CarPlay, but they're going to allow you to open your car with Apple products. So,
yeah, boy, they just give and give.
Apparently, Apple are lobbying India to change the tax law. Apple is lobbying India to amend a decades-old tax law. I think this is old news. This is just ongoing. That could expose the company to... Okay, so it's a decades-old tax law that could expose the company to billions of dollars in taxes on equipment it owns inside local iPhone factories. Apple is reportedly urging the Indian government to modify provisions in the Income Tax Act of 1961 to ensure it is not taxed simply for owning high-value manufacturing machinery.
Aren't they shipped out from there? Aren't they then paying people?
If you let me finish, you'll understand why. Okay. To ensure it is not taxed simply for owning high-value manufacturing machinery supplied to its contract manufacturers, including Foxconn and Tata Electronics. The issue is a potential obstacle for Apple expansion in the country. So it's not about the phones, it's about the equipment to make the phones, which is owned like by contractors, but it's deemed to be owned by Apple, it seems. Anyway, they're lobbying so they don't have to pay lots of money.
I think-
There's a surprise.
okay. I'm just flabbergasted at the short-sightedness of so many countries.
No. I'm just gonna modify what you said
Okay,
there.
go ahead.
If that is a decades-old law, they're making sure that that law gets changed so that they don't get charged. Now, they're not saying they are being charged. They're lobbying them to change the law so that India doesn't suddenly go, oh, hang on a minute. They're not actually doing it at the moment, but Apple are getting in first with the, if you don't change that, we will have to take our manufacturing elsewhere, et cetera, et cetera. They're probably going to go down those arguments.
Okay, I don't know.
You can't. No country is going to automatically change its law because it thinks someone might suddenly do something. That law was in place, okay, and it worked for them in the past. It's now not going to work for them on a larger scale, or it's not going to work for Apple on a larger scale. So, if they've had no reason to change it in the past, why would they suddenly, just change it? They wouldn't change it.
Being enforced.
Correct. So we'll see what happens on that. Apple may have to be careful because India might then go, oh, we forgot about that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You owe us 27 gazillion.
And they may say to Apple, okay, we won't enforce it from this point forward, but
those last couple of years when that equipment was actually worth something, because, depreciation and all that.
Apple CEO Cook has vowed to increase investment in China. Apple plans to boost its investment in China, CEO Tim Cook stated during a Wednesday meeting with the nation's industry minister in Beijing, per an official summary of the discussion. According to the Chinese ministry, Cook assured Minister Li Liqiang that the iPhone manufacturer would continue pouring funds into the country, though the summary provided no specifics on the investment scale.
But he was given a labubu, though. I just want to make that clear.
He was.
Okay. I was like, no details. Give us back our labubu.
Apple has introduced the upgraded Apple Vision Pro featuring the powerful M5 chip. In fact, I should have read the next one first. Apple today announced M5 delivering advances to every aspect of the chip in the next big leap in AI. Apple today introduced the new iPad Pro with M5 delivering a huge boost in performance and taking the next leap in AI for iPad.
So big. It's huge.
Apple has released a black version of the Magic Keyboard for iPad Air. I'm just saying what's there. I
know. It's just sometimes it's like, can't you just put it out there? We don't need a press release for some of these things.
2 new accessories for Vision Pro are now available, with more coming. Apple unveils a new 14-inch MacBook Pro powered by the M5 chip. And apparently, Apple Vision Pro app is now coming to the iPad. That, finally, is the end of Gaz's snippets.
Longest snippets ever. To which I added possibly a significant portion to. Maybe. I had things to say, Gaz.
You often do.
The boo-boo. Okay. What we're going to talk about this week, of course, is what Gaz was just mentioning, the M5 processor and the products that it's been put into, and why we just kind of go, what? Really?
Wait, what?
Oh, wait, what? All right.
What?
First one, 14-inch M5 MacBook Pro with up to 32 gigs of memory and 4 terabytes of storage for $3,200. Base price is $1,600 for 16 gigs and 512 of storage. I found it to be poignant.
Poignant
That it was the 14-inch not the 16-inch, and that the 16-inch still doesn't have it. I do not understand the logic behind that.
I do.
Tell me.
Well, it's another press release later on in the month.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well, I think the pre-order is October 22nd. I forgot to put this in our notes. October 22nd.
So still time for another announcement.
There is. You've got a week there, Apple, to get all that done. And again, nothing for the Mac Pro, nothing for the Mac Studio, and nothing for the 16-inch MacBook Pro as of today, as we record this show. And you might say, well, goodness, if you're apt to say that kind of thing. Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Great balls of fire. What other products have Apple put in the M5? Well, you would think it would be the 16-inch MacBook Pro, but you would be so wrong, because it's the iPad Pro, both the 11-inch and the 13-inch.
You have failed me for the last time.
Yeah, so we have those two that have the M5 processor in them. The 11-inch is at $999, and the 13-inch starts at $1299, and you can put up to 2 terabytes of storage in an iPad Pro. And I guess with the advent of iPad OS 26 and the new windowing versions that you can do, sorry, not windowing versions, but the new windowed versions of iPad OS, it sort of makes sense that they would put the M5 in there. I mean, I'm sure it's a wonderful chip, but it just, the order in which Apple is doing this just confuses the hell out of me. Now, the last product, Gaz, that they're putting the M5 into is, of course, the Vision Pro, which I guess is now officially released. So it's kind of out with the old. You can pre-order it for $3,500, so that part hasn't changed, for the base model with 256 gigs of storage, and you can put up to 1 terabyte, of course, at an additional price. If you're thinking, wow, that means I can get the M2 Vision Pro at a great price. No, because no current spec Vision Pros are available seemingly anywhere from Apple. The only thing that you can order right now is the pre-order for the M5 Vision Pro for the same price as the, you would think they would actually say, okay, well, we're going to put the M2 version out there for $2,000 or $1,500 or, whatever it is that they could do, but nothing. No, it's like it never existed. So those are the 3 things that you can get with an M5 in it. And what is your opinion on all of this, Gaz?
I get that they're releasing stuff with the M5.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they are releasing it slowly because they're still not totally sure that it's going to be running as smoothly as the previous M5 releases have done.
Wait, what M5 releases?
Sorry, M releases.
Oh, okay.
M releases.
Wow, what did I miss?
Or whether it's basically purely down to production processes and production values and stock of those other devices that they have. I've got a feeling it's probably a combination of those last 2 things, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think it's production and getting the M5 up to speed and then putting it into these new devices. There may be some slight changes with internal design that they have to do. So, but it's very un-Apple-ish because of the way that they very often go, here's our new chip, and it's in bing, 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 and it goes in lots of devices. But I've got a feeling that they've probably gone for their most popular Apple laptop to pop it in, and they're also said, right, okay, well, M5, it's going to be a Pro, so we're going to need to put it in an iPad Pro. It will filter down into the others, or lower versions of it will
Certainly.
filter into the others. But I kind of get it. If you want a 16-inch and you want the M5, you're going to have to wait, because they will release it eventually, just not yet. I think it's the world we're in at the moment, and I think it's a matter of stock availability. Too much of the others, and if the other products are slower moving, then they're just going to have to wait for that to clear out a little bit more.
Now, have they released a M4 Ultra, or is the M3 Ultra the only double
I
version?
I don't know which version are you talking about. M4 Ultra. What product?
I know, because the 16-inch MacBook Pro you can get with an M4 Max, which is the most powerful single processor.
Let me just have a look. Let me have a look.
M series line, other than single processor.
If you go on to 16 and I shop on the 16-inch MacBook Pro, what you can get is, where's it going to tell me? It is the M4 Max.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no M4 Ultra yet. However,
you can still get the 14-inch.
Yeah,
14 core. No. Sorry, ignore that. It's a 16-inch M4 Max.
Right.
14 core.
I think you can still get an M4 Max, or sorry, 14-inch M4 Max.
Let me have a look. All chips. You can get the M5. You can still get the M4 Pro, and you can get an M4 Max in the 14-inch still. Yes.
Okay. But the part that just kind of blows my mind, and we talked about it with the intro to the show, is that the Mac Pro, the computer that was supposed to be for all the pros out there, the only thing that you can get, or the best you can get, is an M2 Ultra. Meanwhile, the people who want to save a little money and get the Mac Studio, you can get an M3 Ultra. Okay, it's just really, it's a chip change.
Well, a Mac Studio, you can get an M4 Max.
Yeah, but the most powerful is the M3 Ultra, which takes two M3 Pros, I believe, and puts them together on a single die.
Okay.
So you have the power of two M series processors, and the most powerful one right now in the Ultra line, I believe, is the M3 Ultra. Why not put that into the M Pro? Why not put I think the Mac Studio that's an M3 Ultra. I can't remember whether you could get that with an M4 Max, which is.
Sorry, which one are you talking about now?
I'm talking about the Studio.
The Studio, you can get M4 Max and M3 Ultra.
Okay. So the most powerful, and this is weird how this works, the most powerful single M series processor that you can buy is the M4 Max. The most powerful dual processor M series processor that you can get is the M3 Ultra. That's two separate M3 Pros or M3 Max on a single die. So meanwhile, the Mac Pro is still on the M2 Ultra.
Yep.
And the lower priced Mac Studio is an M4 Max. And it confuses me. I do not understand why Apple refuses to update.
What's unusual about that is the fact that you would feel that they have a lot less stock turnover and it's more made to order on the Mac Pro, and it would be easier to actually change that as well to the new, but obviously not.
Well, or they just the thing with Apple, and I think this is probably a true statement, because the Mac Pro, which has some expansion capability, is such a not only is it a low priority, it's a low selling device. Professionals, if they feel like they need to have a little more oomph, they're not going to the Pro, they're going to the Mac Studio. with the M3 Ultra, and then loading that with RAM, loading that with storage, whatever it takes to make that thing a screamer. But why not include the Mac Pro with that? Now, yeah, you would probably have to test because the Mac Pro has some expandability. So you would have to test that expandability with a later series chip. And I just think that Apple just doesn't care. So if you were in the market for an M Pro, I wouldn't bother. It's actually, unless you're going to go through like Apple's refurb, I wouldn't get a Mac Studio, a new Mac Studio, even with the M3 Ultra at this point. I would wait to see what comes up on refurb, or if there's going to be an M4 Ultra. And
yeah, but you got to remember this. There's several different things that you're looking at. You're talking about a private individual and a private buyer. There are quite a number of companies out there where seconds matter. Seconds matter. And if those seconds, are paid for with a couple of grand for a product over, let's say $4,000 over $2,000, that can soon pay for itself. So you've got to remember there are different industries, different groups of buyers that would be out there. I totally agree with what you're saying as an individual, but if you're a company, you've got a completely different thought process going on.
All right, well then let's put this out. I don't know what the general makeup is of people that listen to this show, other than, they're people that probably generally don't like tech podcasts, because if you're a serious listener to tech podcasts, this ain't the show for you. We make fun of everybody, everything, all the time. Now, we sometimes get serious, like we kind of are right now, but generally speaking, we're entertainment. If you're listening to Apple Podcasts, we're the people that you listen to when you just need a good laugh and to hear some of the latest things that goes on. Basically, once we get to the end of GazMaz snippets, that's about as far as we go, as far as being super serious. So having said all that and sabotaging, our own show at the same time,
get to the main event.
If there's
it's that easy.
Really powerful.
Yeah, it feels really powerful. If you are a professional and you work for a company that uses Mac Pros and Mac Studios, we would love to hear your opinion on this. Do you think that it would be worth it for a professional to wait until there's an M4 Ultra to get a Mac Studio? Or do you feel that the M3 Ultra, which is a very powerful processor, is good enough for now for the things that you do? We would love to hear from you. We really would. And I think that's all I got. Yes.
Cool.
We can go on to something else, though. Yeah. Okay. Head nodding.
Hit it. Gaz's tips.
Oh, hold on.
I haven't got a tip. I did say I haven't got a tip this earlier in the show.
Okay.
I haven't got a tip.
All right. So then
I've got something which I need to give us a tip, but
Yeah.
I said for people to go and look for it themselves, but I haven't got a tip.
Okay. Well, then this is what I have to say.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's.
Could do a tip.
The end of Gaz's.
You are killing me here.
Go on then.
Do you have a tip?
I can do a tip.
Hit it.
It's time for
Gaz's tip.
Okay, if you've got a problem with your Mac and you've got an Apple account, their help desk is really good. They'll get back to you, they'll call you, they'll share the screen, and they can make sure that you get into a position where you are thankful that you're alive. Yes, that's my tip. If you've got a problem, don't ask us. Contact Apple, because actually I found it really quite smooth. Two occasions, really quick, really responsive, and they'll contact you how you want to be contacted. Yeah, that's my tip.
Okay.
Hit it. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. That's the end of Gaz's tips. Will you let me finish?
Oh dear.
Gaz, you are absolutely right.
Ah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm totally flustered now.
Excellent. I like it when you're flustered.
We don't have any for pick sakes. To the best of my knowledge, we don't have any socials, but we do have some recordings that I found to be very confusing from Mac Jim. Gaz, do you think I should play them? Yeah, we're head nodding. No, we're not going to play Gaz's tips again. Okay, here's the first one.
Pikachu, guys on the G-Men.
What? Wait, I'm going to play that again. Listen closely.
Pikachu, guys on the G-Men.
I think that's reference a few weeks ago that something you did or sneezed or something. Jim, you might have to just give us a little. We might need a bit of a heads up on that one, I'm afraid.
We need an explanation.
I'm sure it's clear in your head, but remember, you're dealing with two numbskulls here.
Yeah, especially one from Florida. So I need help. I need a lot of help in that regard. Okay, here's the next one.
Oh, the G-Men with guys.
See, you play that at the end.
It's my whistle.
Oh, the G-Men with guys.
He nearly swore there, I'm pretty sure. Oh,
yeah. Okay. So you can play that at the end. Maybe I'll add that in at the end. Have you listened to the very end of the show, or do you just record it with me and go, thank God that's over?
Who are you talking to now? Are you talking to Jim or are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Well, as I'm here, I listen to it.
Yes. So no need to recreate that nightmare. I get it. I get it.
No, I often just try and listen to what you've added.
Oh, at the end?
Or not added.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, he was supposed to put that in there.
Or he was not supposed to put that in there.
No, I have been really good at not putting in the things that I'm not supposed to put in. And believe me, folks.
Play the next Jim bit.
Okay, I'm playing the next Jim bit.
Then you sure, we're guys. What's the difference?
Now you get that.
No, I could wait. Let me play it again.
Then you sure, we're guys. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Oh, is it
the new show with Guy and Gaz? What's the difference?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Guy, it's all right, Jim. Your accent's not that bad.
No, I'm just an idiot. All right. Just like Jim, if you would like to send us some audio feedback for me to completely misunderstand.
Wait, hold on. I screwed up.
Yes, you can do so. But in all the various ways that we'll talk about in a little bit. And remember, if it's the first time that you've done it, you will receive a Woo T. And if you're not sure what that is a big W, big O, big O, big T, little I, little E, exclamation mark. That is a Woody. And you can say whatever you want, and you'll probably be correct. Please keep it between 5 to 10 seconds. And if you must use naughty words, they will be beeped. We will beep the crap out of them. See, I didn't say shit that time. All right.
Are you going to beep either of those words?
No, I am not. I said a bad word earlier. I'm just going to leave them in. I'm leaving them in. If this upsets people, let us know in all of the usual ways, and I'll play those too. If you'd like to help support the show, you can do so by buying me a coffee at ko-fi.com/MacParrot. You can also pay a pal through PayPal, paypal.me/MacParrot. If you're a Discord user, we do have a Discord channel. I keep forgetting to go there, but let's start that Let's start that conversation amongst the hundreds of thousands of people that listen to this show, and we'll all have a good time. That's exactly how it works. Now, Gaz. If people want to contact you, how would they do so?
Ever so easy. Send an email to GazJZ at mymac.com. I'm on lots of socials as GazMazJZ,
Right.
MAZ. And if you can't contact me through those socials, send me an email and I'll make sure that you can contact me. That email address again is GazJZ at mymac.com. You can also contact both Guy and Gaz on Twitter/X and BlueSky as Guy and Gaz, GYANDGAZ.
Right.
Right.
Guy says,
Oh,
Do we know it was a guy?
we do.
I'd like to go with Guy.
Yeah, sure.
He's the guy.
Is he?
Guy's the one.
Yeah.
I remember Guy.
Do they?
His name was Guy.
Wait, hold on. I screwed up.
My guy? Just who is this guy?
Right here.
My name is Guy.
It is.
I'm talking about the fact that Guy is not a player.
Hey.
such a classic Guy line.
If you want,
An email from Guy.
without any,
No fooling.
Oh.
how would they do it?
Well, you can send me an email, and that email would be sent to at mymac.com. That is GUI at mymac.com. You can also find me over there on Twix.
We sell Twix over here. Do you have Twix over there?
Oh, yeah. And sometimes it matters if it's from the left factory or the right factory. You're talking about the chocolate
Yeah.
with the cookie crunch.
Yeah.
Delicious. So good. I like to suck the chocolate off and then eat the cookie later. I put it back in the fridge. Anyway, getting past that, you can contact me
I do that with bounties.
on that platform that Elon Musk likes as either MacParrot or VertShark. I am also over there on the Blue Skies as MacParrot. And I'd have to check. I can't be sure if I'm also there as VertShark. I've been trying to keep everything as much as I can to MacParrot. Anyway, I deserve that. We also have a Google Voice number, Gaz. Did you know about this Google Voice number? Hello?
Stop the presses!
Call 703-284-6777 for the My Mac podcast with Guy and Gaz. It's Tech Heaven. That's 703-828-4677. Get in touch now. Your call is our tech-driven letter.
All right.
703-828-4677.
The long version. Guitar solo. Okay. And if somehow, some way you missed that number, here it is again.
703-828-4678.
That's right, everyone. It is 703-828-46. If you do it outside of the US, your country code is going to be 1 and then the number, and then you will incur charges filed directly, and it'll probably be a significant sum. So don't do it that way, and contact us in all of the other ways. Now, other stuff I have going on, Guy's Daily Drive, which is an archive for all the ones I did going back to 2018. That is 3 times a week. And the extremely slow, so slow rollout of Tales from the AI verse, which still only has 1 episode, and it's getting funnier and funnier each time I mention it. See? Gaz is laughing. This is the part of the show where it is so very, very sad because we're going to go. We are going to go. And this turned out to be, I think, a much longer show than Gaz had anticipated it was going to be. And whose fault was that, Gaz?
Yours.
No, not this time.
Listen to the first snippet. It was yours.
Okay, well, could have been. I think it was all of those snippets. Anyway,
I did have a lot of
there
snippets.
were a lot of snippets.
And some might have been duplicated, but hey ho.
Yeah, well, I mean, you read snippets long enough, you're like, did I say that before? I don't know. Could have. I'm going to say it again anyway. And here I am drawing the show out even more, Gaz.
No change there.
No change there. We're going to be saying goodbye in just a second. That is very, very sad. And we thank all of you sincerely, with no jokes in my voice, that we appreciate the fact that you download and listen kindly to this podcast. We've been doing it for a long time, and the fact that you guys do that means a lot to us, and we really appreciate it. Now, Gaz, sure, I think we were good enough.
Yep.
And we were smart-ish enough. That's a private joke. And that, doggone it, Gaz, woof. No appearance by Wolf this week.
No.
He's probably in bed going, God, when is he going to finish? A lot of people say that about this show.
Indeed.
That people like us.
Which country's capital is growing the fastest?
Ooh.
You say, I don't know.
I don't know.
And I tell you, it's Ireland's. Because every day it's Dublin.
Terrible.
End.